Hey gang, welcome back to my channel. I'm in the process of getting ready for work, and I know it's been a few days, so I kind of wanted to come in and give you my topiramate update number 5. And just to let you know, as of I weighed myself a couple days ago, and I'm down 34 pounds so far, which yay. I'm happy about that. I'm still, as far as any side effects or anything like that, it's still probably about the same. For the most part, most of my side effects have subsided. I don't get the tingling down my arms anymore or anything. The only thing that I really notice is that with the severe cold, my fingertips seem to be a little bit more sensitive to the cold when I first come in, but after I get warmed up, you know, the tingliness goes away. They're just a little bit more sensitive to the cold. But other than that, no, I really don't notice anything other than that. But it still seems to be working, and as you can tell by the title of this message, and I don't want this to be a super long video because I am on tight time constraints, and maybe I'll end up re-videoing this later, maybe not. But the title of this video, other than my update, is called Give Yourself Permission. And I went through some things this weekend. You know that I've been battling with some anxiety and depression. Excuse me. And this weekend, the depression hit me really, really hard. And when it did, it hit me to the point where I knew I'm going to keep getting ready, so my apologies if that kind of bugs you, but I have to get my lips on. I have to finish. Sorry for the lighting and stuff. It's kind of a little bit wonky and stuff. But I had to shut everybody out completely, because I was at a point where I had nothing to give. I was at such a low point that I had nothing to give anybody. And I don't know about you, but for me, I usually don't tell anybody no. No matter how I'm feeling, I usually will listen to anybody and listen to all of their highs and lows, their good, their bad, their happiness, their drama, whatever it might be. And most of the time I'm happy to do so. You know, most of the time, if someone needs something, if they need a shoulder to cry on or just an ear to listen, you know, a good portion of the time I like to be that person. I like to be the person who helps, who's there. Unfortunately, this weekend I could not be that person, and I have to say, I am 50 years old, and this was the first time in my life that I absolutely could not, in any capacity, do that this weekend. For anybody, not even my kids. I could not be there for anyone other than myself. And I couldn't even be there for myself. I mean, I was completely tapped out. I had nothing to give. And the title, what I mean by using this as a little bit of a mirror too, what I mean by in the title of giving yourself permission, sometimes if you're going through some stuff, You need to know, as a dear friend told me many years ago, she told me, you know, it is okay to say no. If someone asks you to do something, if someone wants to talk to you on the phone, if somebody needs something from you, and if you are just at a point at that particular moment where you can't, that it is okay to say no. You know, so most of the time in my life, I've always been a person where I don't like to hurt other people's feelings. I would rather keep everybody else happy, keep everybody else, you know, with a smile on their face, even if it meant I would go home and be utterly and completely miserable. And I would suffer alone in silence. Because, and I don't, excuse me, and I don't want that to sound like I am being self-righteous or anything like that. That is not my point whatsoever. That's just how I've always been, because I'm not one to, I just don't like to hurt anybody. I don't like to upset anybody. And if somebody's going to be upset, I've always been the one where I'll take that upset on myself. I'll take the pain. I'll take the suffering. I'll, you know, but it gets to a point where you have to have a Jesus come to meeting. You have to put yourself first sometimes. You have to give yourself permission to go, I cannot do it today. What I ended up doing was, to my kids and some of my friends, was just saying, you know, please pray for me. I'm not in a good mental space right now. I'd be more than happy to talk in a day or two. Today just isn't a good day. I just can't today. Just so that, number one, they heard from me, so that they knew that I was alive and that I was coherent, okay? Because I don't think that it's a good thing to completely shut everybody out, to just completely ice everybody out in that, you know, going to that complete extreme. But at least acknowledging that you are okay, that you know, I don't know where you are in, you know, in your beliefs or not. For me, I believe in God. I did definitely, for me, I asked for prayer. And you, and I want you to do you. I mean, I'm not here to preach to anybody. But for me, I asked for prayer. And patience. And to just give me some time. You know, I'm here, I'm okay. I just can't talk to you today. I'm just not in a good mental space. You know, maybe tomorrow or the next day, just not today. And most people, that was at least acceptable. One person in my life, not so much, because that person unfortunately does not know healthy boundaries, and I am still struggling with that person. And that person has a tendency to give me anxiety, and I'll keep you updated on how I handle that situation. But I am dealing with that person in the best way I can, in continuing to say, when I am ready, I will call you. And that's kind of how I left that. Although that person keeps trying to press me, I continue to say, you know, not today. I'll call you when I'm ready. But the bottom line is, give yourself permission to take time out to heal yourself, because unless you are healed mentally, unless you can take time out and get away from all the noise and all the drama and all the everything, whatever is trying to come against you, until you can take time out and heal your mind, you are in no position to be able to help anybody else. You're no good to yourself, and you're no good to anybody else. And so I just want you to be healthy and happy and safe, like I always end all of my videos. You know, I always say I pray that you're healthy, happy, and safe. And that doesn't mean just physically. That means mentally and emotionally as well. A well-rounded person. There is so much mental health issues. We have a tendency to go to the doctor for any ache or pain in our body or sickness, except when it comes to our mental health. So many people have poo-pooed going to see a therapist. And I know that I've spoken other videos about going for therapy, and I have myself, and I wouldn't trade that for the world. I think therapy is a godsend. I really think that going to a therapist is, when you get the right therapist, you need to, sometimes you need to shop around, so to speak, to find a therapist that you're comfortable with. But I truly think that a therapist is just as important as your primary care physician for your body. So with that, I just want to remind you to give yourself permission to say no once in a while. That the weight of the world does not need to rest on your shoulders alone. That you are not responsible to set yourself on fire to keep someone else warm. It's not your responsibility. I just want you to take care of yourself. And once you are feeling better, then you can definitely help somebody else out so that they too start to feel better. And as always, I pray that you are healthy, that you're happy, that you're safe. And I pray that you have peace in your life. Until we meet again, my friends, have a fantastic rest of your week, and I will catch you on the flip side.